Welcome to the Fortress Fitness Lifestyle podcast series, where we cater to you mind, body, and soul, with host Victor Francis and his special guests tackling diet, exercise, diabetes, and much more. Tune in every Saturday at 7 p.m. This podcast is brought to you in part by Virtuous Grove VA Services and AbeniPRO Fitness.
Good night. Welcome everybody to another episode of Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine podcast. Right? I want to tell everybody that we have launched our second issue of magazine and is out on social media right now. Is excellent, is awesome. We have some interesting people and some articles on that particular issue. Right? So tune in on Facebook. The link is on Facebook. You could see the is actually now we actually on YouTube. So just type in Fortress Fitness Lifestyle podcast, and you will see us streaming there, right? All the episode that has gone already. And tonight I have a special guest, really special, right? Miss Abeni Procope, right? Miss Abeni Procope. I want to good night,
Good
right?
night. Good night.
I want to welcome you to Fortress Fitness Podcast. Right, you are someone with a long handle. All right, and the viewers now, I will let them know the role you play on Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine. But before I get there, I would like you to properly introduce yourself so the people who don't know you can know who you are.
Okay, so firstly, I'd like to say thanks very much for having me. Like you said, my name is Abeni Procope. I am an IFBB elite figure, or otherwise called body fitness professional athlete. I'm also a personal trainer as well as a nutrition coach and consultant, to say the least.
Right, and you are actually at that and more for Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine. So people, Ms. Abeni Procope is the new addition to the Fortress team, and on this team, she actually Fortress Fitness trainer, fitness model, and health and fitness consultant, together with a whole lot of stuff, right? So anybody want personal training, advice, anything to go with that, Ms. Abeni Procope is available. She actually is the ambassador as well for Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine. She alone, right? So you will see her on the page giving health tips, exercise, and other topics that could help you go from point A to point B. And her number will be on the screen as well, apart from True Fortress Fitness page, where you can reach her. And for those women who want to get into um, bikini fitness and even bodybuilding, Miss Abeni Procope had, she reached very far, right? And I understand that she was the first female in Trinidad to qualify for a particular championship, which I'm asking now, Miss Abeni, what championship was that?
Yes, that was actually that I qualified as the first IFBB elite professional athletes to qualify as a body fitness athletes in the Caribbean. That was back in 2019 at the Roger Boys Classic in Barbados.
Well, to be the first female, I mean, I know, I mean, I'm a gymmer myself, and there's a lot of females who compete in that category. So, I mean, that's a big thing to me. It wasn't a big thing for you back then.
I think I'm such a humble person that it didn't really hit me until honestly the Wednesday after I got home. I was just home and reflecting on the whole competition and everything, and it just brought tears to my eyes just thinking about how far I've come throughout the years of competing. So yeah.
Right. I would have seen you on social media, a lot of pics, right? And I mean, you don't look so now with all these clothes on, but you have an excellent body, and I know it would have taken a lot of work to get there, right? What is some of the challenges you face as a female athlete into bodybuilding and competing in Trinidad?
Well, I would start with competing, the financial aspect of it. There isn't any support here where it comes from the government, especially, and this being a sport, right? This is not just something that you just decide to do like a side business or something like that. This is a sport, and that's something that you have in every country, sports, but we aren't supported here, and bodybuilding also isn't recognized as a sport here. Apart from that, if you are getting any kind of assistance, it's generally Joe Public that assists you, family and friends that would lend their support, whether financially or product wise, to anything that you would need to get. Um, Other than that, bodybuilding in itself, to begin with, when people hear the term bodybuilding, they think men, they think big, muscular, and chunky. So sometimes you would get where they would look at you and find you look real small to be a bodybuilder. And then at the same time, they would find you're looking real muscular to be a female. They would find that bodybuilding is supposed to be a man thing. And I think that's just based on a lack of education.
Okay. How long you have been competing now?
Uh, about 10 years. Yeah. I started
10.
off in 2013 in the bikini fitness category, and then I transitioned to my present category, which is body fitness, or otherwise known as figure category, at the end of September 2018. That's when I started the whole training process to transition to this present category.
Okay, okay, okay. And you did a lot of personal training as well,
Yes, I have, for as long as I
right?
can remember.
And that's male and female,
Yeah, male and female.
male and male and female. So, what kind of draw you to be interested in Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine and the movement that I am embarking on? What was the win for you when I asked you to be a part of this awesome movement? What was the driving thing that make you say yes? You want to be the ambassador and fitness model, which is what you are, amongst other things for the magazine. What was the driving um, force that made you say yes? You with all your titles, how did you get on board with this movement?
Well, to me, firstly, my titles don't really have anything to do with my decision making because, like I said, I'm a humble person. So while some people will be like, "Hey, she's a pro," I'm just like, "Okay, cool, yeah," not really hyped about. How some people will be like, who I am. I'm not like that. Apart from that, anything to do with fitness, wellness, that sort of thing that intrigues me. There are things that I want to be a part of because I believe, especially in our country, that is not something that is really um, pushed, I should say, only around carnival time. And health is not something that you only have at carnival time. It's an ongoing thing throughout your life until it's time for you to pass on. So apart from that as well, it was your entire what's the word? Your aura, the way you explained what it is that you're doing, what it is that where you would like to see what it is you're doing go forward. That really captivated me. I really like the fact that you and the magazine is actually the first and only that I know of in the country that is doing anything like it. And thus far, I find that it has and is moving quite rapidly.
Yes, and I want to thank you for that, and I want to thank you for saying yes. And so being the ambassador, so how important it is to me and the magazine to have you on board as the ambassador, the first ambassador for Fortune Fitness Lifestyle Magazine and fitness model. So you being out there crying about yourself, meeting people, wearing our brand together with your brand, you know, we wear it as a proud badge of honor because, as you actually said, no one is doing this, and I am not
Mhm.
promoting fitness; I am promoting wellness, right? So you as an ambassador, people will see a female could rise to that level and be a part of this initiative, right? And you're not looking, as most people believe, that, as you earlier said, female into body sculpting, bikini fitness, or whatever, in bodybuilding, can look feminine and can look
Yeah.
appealing to men, apart from what the false perception is, she looking like a man or whatever the case may be. Because apart from you, I know a couple others who really look tone and nice and very
Yeah.
attractive to as a man saying that. So I think there's a false misconception,
Yeah.
in this country, whereby when female actually take the time and pride in themselves, where their health and wellness is concerned, and bring the body to a place where is, different to most, with hard work and dedication, because it's not easy.
Yeah.
It tend to be watered down and, saying, well, she looking like a man or whatever the case may be. But I think now, coming out of COVID and all of that, people now recognize how important health and wellness is. Hence the reason why we are doing what we're doing here on this Fortress Fitness. And I
Yeah.
know what do you think about Fortress Fitness team? Apart from me, there's a team, right?
Yes.
What do you think about the team? Myself, Candice,
The team,
the team itself,
like, it's
the
very,
persons.
not just in terms of work, but more like a family. We're very close knit, and I like that very much. Yeah.
All right, and
But
that's
let
good.
me add that you just mentioned there in terms of muscles and people not realizing the importance of health, not just health, but I want to tap into women. They are not very much privy or knowledgeable as to the importance of having muscle. Look at a lot of people as they get older, they start a curve. Their spine start a curve. That's a lack of muscle. That's osteoporosis taking place there, with the bone and that. And when you get injured at that age, 60 something and so on, at that point in time in life, bones are not going to heal as they would have when you were a kid, primary school, maybe teenager or so. So at that age, you really do not want to get injured. But if you had a sufficient amount of muscle protecting the bone, you might just get a little black and blue bruise, but you wouldn't have broken the bone. So whenever, because I have been in that position already, just like Marissa, who you had last week, where people would say, Gucci looking like a man, and that's because I was looking a lot more muscular than I am right now. But that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. And at the end of the day, I know when I get older, I will still probably not have as much muscle as I have now. Or I should say at that point in time when I was bigger than now. But I would still have muscles helping preserve my body. And I'm not going to sag like most people, and that is
Yeah.
one of the benefits of having an adequate amount of muscle as well. You're not going to be sagging. So I say put on the muscle now. Let people talk, because whether you have it or you don't have it, they're still going to talk either way. And when you age, you're going to be aging gracefully.
Yes, and one of the things that I say, Abeni, is that you cannot change getting older, but we can change the way that we age today with what we do today,
Yeah.
exercise and what we put in our mouth, right? And as you mentioned that, but the importance of um, strength training and lifting
Muscle.
weights, right? Last 2 weeks, we had two doctors back to back, right? And even we had nutritionists back a couple of months ago. And they all say the same thing, whereby as they get older, strength training and weightlifting is so important to every
Yep.
human being, right? Because as we get older, our muscles tend to deplete, right? And if we're not doing anything to keep it active, we start to sag. And I've seen people like that, right? And I also know of a lot of people who over 60 and haven't lost a muscle based on exercising and lifting weight. And I have someone in this magazine that launched there, right? A very good
Yes.
friend of mine, James, the champion trainer, right? He's
Yeah.
69. So people, if you want to see how a 69-year-old presently, not with a wheelchair and a stick, go on Fortress Fitness Lifestyle magazine, click the link, go to the magazine, and you will see our own first Caribbean style silver fox, right?
Yeah.
He look a lot better by 100% to the silver fox squad that is out there. That's our own personal, local, and he's a Trinidadian. Silver Fox,
Yeah.
right? Mr. Jamesy. He trains, the personal trainer as well, right? So, Mr. Beanie, one thing I want to say as well is that one of the things we keep hearing over and over on this podcast with different guests is nutrition. How important is nutrition when it comes to um, bodybuilding, right? Training normally as myself, people who's not competing, and what is different to somebody who training to compete, right? What is the difference in nutrition from somebody who training normally not to compete and somebody who training to compete on a stage at a particular time?
Okay, well, to begin with, I don't think any of us could really stress on how important nutrition is. I'm sure a lot of people who would be watching this podcast would have heard at some point in time that abs aren't made in the gym, it's made in the kitchen. And if you really think of that statement, it says a lot. It means that no matter how hard you work out at the gym, if it says you are not consuming what you need to consume for the body to function adequately or even to achieve whatever physical goal that you want to achieve in the gym, then you're not going to get it. You can on one hand, actually start to build muscle just through nutrition without even heading to the gym. But you're not going to get it in the gym without consuming the nutrition. With stage is concerned, I would say based on experience, someone preparing to hit the stage in terms of bodybuilding, or I would say almost any other sport, you would need more nutritional intake than the average Joe because you are exerting a lot more. Um, you still need the average Joe still needs to consume their vitamins, and that comes into play because of the amount of chemicals that we find in our food to date. So whereas they would have said an apple a day keeps the doctor away, now you need to supplement the nutrients that you would have gotten in an apple through supplementation because the apple coming with so much of chemicals, it really not serving its purpose, right? So unless you want me to elaborate any further, but I think I just answered your question.
Yes, no, no, no. That's fine. And on the training part, Abini, if someone
Mm-hmm.
want to get onto you to for some training I mean, you're a professional at your level, where can they find you on social? You know.
So anyone can firstly get on to me easiest by my contact, which is 707-3654. Or you can message me on Instagram at IFBB Elite. Sorry, my name Abeni ABENI underscore IFBB Elite Pro. That's ABENI underscore IFBB Elite Pro. The minute you start to type in Abeni, my picture is going to come up. So
Yes, and there's a lot of picture with you on Instagram and on social media, and it's good for the people to go and check because you know the pictures that is up there. I think listening to this podcast, people may feel that you in their head that you all all muscle and no kind of finesse, but that's not so at all, right?
or they think I look like this.
Yeah, right. So for those who are listening, you go on Forces Fitness Lifestyle magazine page, you will see a pic with a beanie there, a couple pics, right? And I'm pretty sure you will like to look like that as a female, and Mr. Beanie could help you achieve that, right? Um, in the gym, out the gym, together with proper nutrition, right? And that is what Fortress Fitness Lifestyle is all about. Is a holistic approach to wellness, right? It's not just aesthetics, it's not just physical, right? It's mind, body, and soul. So it's got to deal with your body, has to deal with your mind, has to do with nutrition, right? And spiritual as well, right? So this is what Fortress is all about, right? You are the first person, right, to be added to the team since the magazine was launched last year, right? So you are well appreciated by the team, Candace and myself, and you are an asset based on who you are. You was properly chosen,
Yeah.
right? in order to act the role for what you play in the magazine, right? And who being the founder of Fortress Fitness, I have no doubt in my mind that you will do a great job as the ambassador and fitness model for this magazine because you are able to sell pretty well, and you can go out there and speak. You have the knowledge, you have the certification, the qualification, and everything that represent what this magazine stands for, and your personality together with your passion, the passion that you have to help others is what it's all about. Because it's not me, it's we, right? And this Fortress
Right.
Fitness movement is a collection of different like-minded people who willing to help those in need. And you would have met some of them, right? And you could
Yeah.
see that they are all professional in their own field. From doctors
Mhm.
come back down, and we are here to help those who need the help, those who want the help. We could assist in any way possible that
Yeah,
they will really want to. Yes. So one of the things again, Miss Abeni Pro Cup, I will say is that now that you are on Fortress Fitness Lifestyle magazine, I had a conversation with you, and I know you are reinventing yourself, not just on the magazine, but you know, on in your life as a fitness model and other stuff that I don't want to mention at this point in time, right? But I know right now you're coming back from an injury as well. Is it so?
yeah. Yes, I am.
Can you, yes. So can you elaborate if you want to on injury
Oh, no
and
problem. So
yeah.
one thing I want to say first though, for those who would be viewing my social media, some of the latest photos you will see is that of me from my last competition in Barbados last year. So you would find that I'm looking um, a lot bigger than I am now and a lot more muscular. You'd see a couple of photos, well, unless you go way to the bottom of my page, you would see where I'm a lot smaller than even now when I used to do bikini. So for the females looking on, let me state this. I know a lot of people are very cautious when approaching me because they think that I'm going to have them looking the way that I am looking. That's not the case. You come to me with your goal and we work to suit. You're not working on looking like me per se unless that is the goal, right? So you'll have from my bikini look to my body fitness look, and I used to do bikini as an amateur, and I'm doing body fitness now. So you have options, and then we had COVID, so not training. So you have a couple looks there that you could choose from if it's me looking at as someone who you would say that you aspire to look like. If not, you choose a picture and we work to suit. So, pertaining to the injury, I sprained my ankle last September 23, and I had been in a cast for a couple of months. I was unable to work out or do anything of the sort because I couldn't even put down the foot. I couldn't walk, obviously, because I'm in a cast on crutches. And then, come February this year, I did an MRI, and then I was told that I needed to do surgery. That is not an option for me. So I had a couple doctors, well, different types of doctors, review the MRI report, and all of them said that they don't think I need surgery, um, which was obviously great music to my ears because, again, surgery is not an option for me. And I have just been doing some therapy, have my foot rubbed, etc. And then now, which is like 9 months later, I am actually now getting a relief. I could step down off my bed without having to wait for circulation, without having to drag the foot. And so I'm now getting a relief. So with that now, I now decide that, okay, I think I'm going to hit the stage again. So we are looking at next year to jump back on the stage once all goes well. Yeah.
Yeah, and it is you mentioned you was injured, right? And
Yeah.
that's where now I'm gonna ask, you know, you would have anybody who in any sport that get injured will, they will feel a little disappointed. You cannot train how you want to train, and that kind of thing, and you feel like you're missing out. And that's
Yeah.
where your motivation might drop a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know I saw you recently, doing some rehab in the gym on your own, right? And it was very inspiring to see you, in spite of you're not 100% back yet, but you actually doing, some light workout on on your feet and things like that in order to get yourself back, ready. And
Yeah.
I just want people to know that, you don't sit down and wait, you keep going, right? And not all the time the first or second advice from any medical
Yeah.
professional. You just run with it. It's always good to get second and third and fourth advice based on what I heard you mentioned there. So I want to
Mm.
ask this as well. I saw you have some really nice photos on your social in some angle. Do you have a personal photographer?
Yes, I do. Which is a really good friend of mine, Cook Padmo, or his handle is Cookie on Instagram. You can check him out. He's really, really good. And when I say really good, I'm not just saying really good because that's my friend. I'm saying really good because when you check his work compared to others, it's chalk and cheese. So yeah, big
So
up
is
Cookie.
all right. So this cook guy you're talking about, is he a normal photographer, or he's just or he's just
No,
for athletes
is
and
a
sports and things like that?
he's a fitness and physique photographer.
Oh, that's different
So
to a normal photographer. Yeah.
that it's the whole different lighting and everything, and he
Mm.
definitely goes out of his way to get the right shot. Trust me, you will not
Yes.
be disappointed.
All right. Well, I will try to get Mr. Patmore on this podcast soon. If he's listening, Mr. Kurt Patmore, if you're out there, just know that Fortress Fitness is looking for you, all right, to get you on this podcast. You've been real big up here by this Mr. AbeniPRO, this elite athlete. So I will need you on board, Mr. Kurt Patmore, all right? Because you have a lot of shots and they're really amazing. Hundreds I've seen. So, and it's awesome actually. So I thought you just had random, photographers, but
Oh
I
no,
did.
99% of my shots over the years have been from Kirk, unless maybe it's at an international competition. Then well, those weren't from him. As yet. I know, fingers crossed he'll be at my next international show. Um, Let me say something. That season that I went through last year with my injury, it was very depressing. And it brought on depression, not just because I'm an active person as an athlete, but an active person in general. And that should be expected. But I'm also the type of person who is self driven. I would say bad mind. So it doesn't matter whatever it is that has me down. It's not gonna have me down for long. I take about 5 minutes. You have your sad moments or whatever, and you snap right out of it. Because at the end of the day, you are your only backup, right? So you can't expect or wait for somebody to hopefully come and cheer you up and help you to do what you're accustomed doing. I have had a ton of experience over the years competing and videos. So I would just scroll back in my own videos and motivate myself again. Like, hey, I mean, you have been here already. You have already done this. This is just a hurdle. I mean, I'm doing bodybuilding, but apparently I'm doing hurdles now with the last couple of years of my life. But it's all in sports, right? So
Yeah.
why not? You jump a few hurdles
Yeah,
and
yeah,
get
yeah.
gotten over all the rest. And I must say thanks to a couple people around me
Yes.
um, who have really been there in my corner, whether checking in to see if Abzi, as my friends call me, if I'm um, depressed or just home lonely, knowing very well that I can't walk and go anywhere. Well, at the point in time, so that's Cookie, Maritza, Lamon. Um, yeah, at the point in time. I have a couple other people in my corner now. I would just really want to say thanks to them. They know themselves for whatever little support that they may have lent to me thus far that has contributed to the, I would say, progression of my recovery, which is really important. So that's something I also do as well, apart from just simply personal training. I do rehab. Um, for I guess almost any kind of injury that I've come across, or not just injury, but certain complications that persons might have. Like I had a client who had fluid in her brain and lost her 360 vision. So we obviously had to fix that, and she's better now. So yeah.
Well, that's good to know because I think um, I had a discussion just a couple of days ago with the owner of a gym, and that was based. That conversation was based came up actually based on a lot of people in the country who have certain conditions that may want to come to the gym that will actually help them, but a lot of the trainers as well don't know how to train people with a certain limitation, right? And I'm glad to know that you have done that because on this particular platform and on Fortress Fitness movement, one of the things that we're not doing is pushing aside people with any condition. We accept all, we help in all. So whether they
Yeah.
have a stroke, whether they have what back injuries, once they had a medical report, we have trainers like yourself who can take them
Yes.
hand in hand and bring them back to working condition better than if they didn't do anything at all. Because any condition that
Correct.
you have and you didn't do anything is worse, is always be worse than if you make an attempt to go and walk, go to the gym, do some strength training, you will always be in a better place when coming to your health and your wellness,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yep.
so right. So as you do your on your journey there, you know, you must have support from family, moms, dad, whatever the case may be. How have been the support from your parents and you've been traveling back and forth, competing all over, right? How was the support or how is the support actually with your parents?
Well, beginning when I started, my father didn't really too like this bodybuilding thing. But my mom came a couple shows in the early years, maybe like 2013, 14, and he saw it. He saw how well I was doing, and then he's like this thing. I'm like, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. Like it, and I see you doing well at it. But my father has passed now, and I know he's looking down and still, so supportive of me, seeing where I've gotten to over the years. But my mom and my sister, they are there in my corner. You could definitely hear my sister mouth from the back of the audience bawling. I could just see her in my head. And my mom, she's my travel buddy wherever I'm going. She's always there. So she's the one who generally tans me because yes, we have to tan and we have to tan because a lot of persons might be very light skinned, and when you have the stage lights reflecting on us, it tends to make your muscles invisible. Even if it says you are already dark skinned, you still tan because the tanning helps smoothen out any sort of patches of skin complexion, etc. If it is you haven't exfoliated properly and so on. So my mom is that writer who is always there with me in the audience, cheering me on backstage. I'm like, you're not coming for no lima, you're coming to work. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I'm sure she's watching right now and laughing. But I'm really grateful for my mom. There are no words to really express because even last year when I was injured and I really couldn't move at all, she was the one who would make my breakfast every day, my lunch, and put it right there for it to be easily accessible to me. And just want to say thanks to her. Thanks, mommy.
But that's nice, Abini, because it's always good to appreciate your mother.
Oh,
I
she's
don't.
there. She's online. She's watching.
Yeah, so that's good. That's good that she's watching because I believe that mothers are the most special person in this world, and I'm glad that you have the support of your mommy, right? And that seemed to be your number one supporter, which is good. And I'm glad you could
Yes,
say,
we'll fight it. First place, like my nephew.
yeah. So I'm glad that you could say that on this platform. It's really good to hear because not a lot of young people tend to appreciate their mother now. Young people, I should say, this Gen Z, right?
Mm.
So it's good that you say that, and it's appreciated. You understand? Again, Bini, I know I said it before. I'll continue to say it. The sponsorship, right?
Mm.
how difficult it is to get sponsored in Trinidad and Tobago as a professional athlete when coming to bodybuilding. Before I answer that, I have been in athletics for a very long time, and I know it's challenging for them as well, right? And I think, and I know for a fact it's not as challenging as with bodybuilding, based on what I've heard, but I know it's challenging for them. You know, track and field athletes, you know, parents have been involved, have trained a lot of athletes, and I know it's challenging for them as well. So I think the ministry have to look in more into athletes because as we speak right now, you and I know of people who in Barbados as we speak, bodybuilders competing in a big
Yep.
tournament and representing Trinidad because I seen flags, I saw flags of country representing
Out their
Trinidad
own pocket.
and they out of their own pocket. And that's sad, right? That's very sad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have two friends up there, Marissa and Wazim, right? Marissa Khan and competing and they have to take it out of their pocket, right? To go and compete to represent Trinidad. And I will always say it on this podcast, it's very disappointing that we have athletes training so hard and bodybuilding is expensive for his injuries, his supplements, his discipline, right? To get to that level, to feel proud to go out of way to fly a country flag, knowing even though you're flying that flag, you didn't get 1 cent from the ministry that's supposed to represent athletes who represented Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
That is very disappointing, right? And I hope that someday it can change where you feel proud to fly that flag, knowing that even if it's a plane ticket, even if it's hotel accommodation,
Yeah.
something at least. And and I'm saying this as well for even private businesses, right? Jump on board, right? Because these athletes going all over, not the Caribbean alone, France, all over to represent Trinidad. And your brand, these private sponsors, your brand could be all out there, right? They travel all out there to compete. It's not one competition per year, right? So I'm pleading to sponsors to come on board, partner with Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine, and let's sponsor these athletes and them who represent the Trinidad and Tobago on health and wellness, right? Because it's part of health and wellness. That's why we support them, right? And it's not a seasonal sport. It's right through the year, right? It's right through the year. Okay, so what I would say, Abeni, is that having you on the magazine, right, to me is really is a plus, is a blessing. I'm really honored to have you, to partner with you, to push your brand, to push who you are and what you represent as a AbeniPRO on this magazine and this movement to 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 get you and get us where you know where you have to be, right?
Yeah.
And I know the people who view on social at this point in time will see us together doing a lot of stuff on social, Fortress Fitness together with AbeniPRO, right? Doing a lot of stuff in wellness, in fitness, events. We did an event the other day and you was part of it, right? And that was
Yep.
excellent. It was successful. We have other stuff I know we are planning to hit different parts of the community. And I'm glad
Mm-hmm.
to have you representing, flying the Fortress flag and the Abeni Pro flag high, all right? And
Yeah. Thanks.
you big up your mommy already, which is 100. So is anybody else that you think you want to big up outside of your photographer Kurt and Ritzy? I know those are the people there with you and mommy. Is anybody else you want to big up and let them know? And let them know Abeni Pro is back and back with a bang actually, right? Look out for AbeniPRO, right? So who else you'll want to? Who was there with you when you was going through your other than those names that you mentioned? Whether it's a doctor, whether it's a specialist or whatever. Is anybody else you want to mention at the moment?
Okay, so my mommy is saying mommy's still here. And that question, let me answer your last question, which is about the sponsorship. So, like I
Yes.
said, I had been competing since 2013, and I distinctly remember that since September the 7th, 2013, I have been writing proposals to companies since then for sponsorship. Now, people, now that I've turned a pro, people will be like, oh, you're a pro, you maybe have real sponsors. No, I don't. I don't have any at all, right? And it is really hard because bodybuilding is an extremely expensive sport. Muscles do not come overnight. This is something that you have to be developing over years. So when people be like, oh, but you're looking like this now, and then boom, you're looking real big on stage, there's something called muscle memory, and I have a lot of it. Also, you have to take genetics into consideration as well, which I do really have good genetics. And I wanted a sponsor, not just because I did one show. I'm not like that. I have a track record of doing extremely well in this sport. Um, 3 wins in a row in one particular time. Then I'm always placing in top 10, top 4, making finals, etc. Like you mentioned, in terms of where company's brand could reach, I have gotten to as far as Tarragona, Spain. I was supposed to do Arnold Classic Europe last year, but due to my injury, unfortunately, I could not make it there. And even getting sponsorship to that show prior to getting injured was also a struggle. Um, like I said, also, it's always the average Joe is who would really sponsor you, because I remember as a bikini athlete going to Dominican Republic, it was a client of mine who sponsored me, um, not the federation, because even at that time, and I consider myself a pro long time, one, because of my name, Procope, right? That's one. And two, as a pro, it was mentioned that when you turn pro, that's when you would be funding your own self. But I was funding myself a long time ago, so I was already a pro before actually the title. Um, just last year, another client of mine funded me my airfare to Barbados. So I want to big him up, Andy. Thanks very much, because he was just training with me for like a month, and then when he just heard the struggle and the stories of the federation, he was like, okay, let me see what I could do for you. And you know, because sometimes you are getting ready for a show and you have no idea how you're going to get there. You tell yourself, you know what, I want to do this show. Let me put my best foot forward. I'm going to train and everything, and then we'll see how we get there. And unfortunately, that causes anxiety where I am concerned, because I don't like to be wondering how, if, when, shoulda, woulda, could. I just want to know I have everything down pat. I have my hairdresser. I already have my competition suit, which is extremely expensive. I have all these things done, and all I just need to do is train. But unfortunately, it's not like that. And like you said, sadly, you're out there waving the red, white, and black, doing very well. Not a soul hair helps you get there. And everybody's going to be like, I know she was going to win. I know you're going to do well. I had up a GoFundMe last year. So many people I bounced up and told me that they saw the post. I would send something.
Hmm. Well, I think our culture,
Sadly,
yeah, I think
so
our
it's
culture
been a
is that.
struggle for a very long time. And like you also said, I really hope that that struggle ceases soon. But I will continue doing what I set out to do for me. And like Wazim also said, you really have to love this sport for you to continue doing it, knowing very well you're not getting sponsored and it is out of your own pocket to fund yourself. Um, and I would keep doing it, because at the end of the day, it is a goal for me to always keep yourself in shape. And I think that's what causes people to fall by the wayside where fitness is concerned. They don't have a goal and their why isn't big enough. People come to me as a trainer and they want to get in shape for a wedding, for carnival, for a birthday next week, which is most ridiculous. And some of them, when they start to realize, okay, whew, this real work, that goal going down the drain, because I think it wasn't health related. And if it was health related and you had family or people close to you that passed due to health disease or something, it would weigh more on your heart to actually want to get in shape or get healthy for that particular reason. Because at the end of the day, you have 50% in hereditary and 70% in your hand to change. So I don't want to hear people talking about, oh well, this one in my family had cancer and diabetes. Is up to you if you want to get it. Everything at the end of the day is a choice. And yes, food is expensive, but expensive compared to what? Because if the doctor told you today or tomorrow you're going on dead by next week and you need to have surgery, you're going to find that money. Not so?
Yes. Well, there's something I say whenever I on this podcast with different guests, and even when I'm out there talking to people, and you mentioned it just now, Abeni, which is your why must be bigger than the obstacle that you place in front of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
If your why is bigger than your obstacle, it means that you will go and do what is necessary to get yourself healthier, fitter.
Right.
Because, as you rightfully said, if you go through life hoping for the best and ain't doing anything, the best will never come to you. Right? You
Mm-hmm.
have to work to get the health that you want, and you have to put in the work today for it to stand a chance tomorrow. And one thing I say again is that take a chance on yourself, give yourself a chance, and take a chance on yourself. Because I was speaking to someone the other day, and we have this false concept in life whereby we have been programmed to put everything and everybody in front of ourselves and not take ourselves and our health seriously. We
Yep.
put jobs in front of our health. We put children, we put husband, wife, bills, dog and cat and goldfish. Everybody put that in front of themselves to realize down the road when they get sick that what was most important in the equation was yourself, right? Because you cannot
Yep.
love anybody if you're not healthy, right? You only can watch them, and they will watch you and see you sad, they watch you and see you hurting, suffering, and some of us live that. I myself lived through that, and it's not a nice sight to see people that you love suffering and you cannot help them, right? So this mission that I'm on, my why is bigger than any obstacle could come in my way. Not even government could stop my mission, right? This is ordained by God and myself. Hence the reason why I do this, and it's not a money making venture, right? So one of the things that we do as well, as you rightfully, and we offer that service to corporate companies as well, right? And I'm
Yep.
saying it
Yep.
out there. So corporate people, Fortune's Fitness Lifestyle Magazine, together with AbeniPRO, what we do, and we have a lot of medical people supporting us, nutritionists, doctors, and vendors, health vendors.
Mm-hmm.
You hire us, and one of the things that we do, we come to your business and we do a health and wellness seminar, inclusive of demonstration
Yep.
of exercise you can do in the office, and vendors that provide healthy meals, healthy breakfast, healthy snack, and we take a question and answer. So some of you all concerned, and for those of you all want to come on board to start a change in your lifestyle, to get away from diabetes and high blood pressure and things like
Yep.
that, we provide that kind of service as well, because we have all the professionals who are there to make sure that the service that you get from us is second to none, right? And everybody who is supporting us is qualified in their field, right? Certified doctors, certified nutritionists, culture nutritionists, right? We have on that support us. They have their own private business. And when Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine call to go on to do any kind of venture, they make themselves available to help. As I said earlier on, everybody that support Fortress are people who have a why, and they support us because they know how it is to see a loved one suffer, right? And we
Yep.
didn't we
Right.
didn't
Yep.
take it to ourselves and say, you know what, this is for us. What we are doing, and I'm saying this to let the people viewing know that what we are doing is going to communities to get people who is lacking the information and believe it's too late to be healthier. It's too late to be fit. There's no age barrier. You can start at any age. You can start at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and over. Taking
Mm-hmm.
charge of your life and your health by taking a step today, no later than tomorrow, you know, and changing your life,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yep.
so Abeni Procope, right? And want to say again, is an honor. I know we still have 10 minutes, so we still have 10 minutes to chat still, right? So we ain't going
Yeah.
nowhere. We ain't going nowhere yet,
So
right?
let me
So
you say
yeah.
I also want to say thanks very much to some people who supported me last year, which is World Female Athletics on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, and also Dr. Nadira. And even though I mentioned them already, I will mention them again. Kurt Padmore and Maritza. Sadly, you tend to find the people who you're not approaching for assistance are the ones who's always like, hey, you need anything? Well, let me know now. Even if I can give you some currency exchange for whatever country you're going to, or help you with a donation sheet. I remember doing donation sheet last year. I think it was like 30 something sheets. Out of the 30 something sheets, I literally got people giving me back like $20, and 2 sheets were filled where like one person said, here's what, I'm not asking anybody anything, and they just put a figure and scratch it out and give me. So that's a past sergeant of the Aruka police station. Thank you so much. And anybody else who I might have forgotten, but I doubt very much because the list was very small. So again, thanks very much to those persons who have supported me from the get-go, who knows really how hard I have been pushing to do what I do and continue to reach further, and to maintain, I guess, the title and continue to represent my country despite, they not recognizing me. So, yeah.
Well, the first sponsor that you have is Fortress Fitness. That is the first, right? That's the first sponsor. And we are going to be working together to put you out there, right? We're not a big organization just yet, but I think we can brand you, right? Clothe you. I'm not sure if we might be able to feed you, but I think we could I think we are capable of branding you. We spoke about that already, and so we would start the branding and the sponsorship in capacity that we can. We are
Yeah.
a non-profit organization, as you know, and we are preaching wellness. And just as you know, some of the events that we had already this year, the
Mm-hmm.
funding came out of my pocket,
Yep.
right? And it's because of the love and the passion to help people, right? There's no, red, white, and black flag that I'm flying outside there, but I'm flying in my heart with the love
Yep.
for the people who need the help, right? And that's the reason why I'm not promoting fitness by itself. I am promoting wellness, whereby
Yep.
you just go to the gym, go to the savannah, go to the park, go to the trail, go and swim, do yoga, anything that you feel comfortable with, right? But get proper
Yep.
advice from a professional who knows and certified person where you can reach your full potential and get healthier as you get older. That's what we're preaching out there. And it's so important, as you rightfully said, and all the doctors that passed through here said, strength training people, if you want to maintain your strength, you want to maintain your posture, you want to get older gracefully and look better as you get older, you must do strength training. You must do resistance training. You must do weight training. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to come to the gym because Miss Abeni Procope comes to your home if you want, right? So when you call her, right, or get her through Fortress Fitness, she comes home by you if you're not interested in going to the gym. She will go to the park with you, the savannah, and she comes home to
And
the
say
gym.
not
And
in
you
a
could
hot spot.
once you're not in a hotspot and a bad man area, Mr. Bini Pro are going to come and get you fit in the comfort of your home. So you're getting a professional athlete who have the titles, who represent Trinidad at the highest level in the bodybuilding and fitness, coming to your home. So people, you can tell your partners and your family, hey, I have an elite athlete coming and train me, duh, 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 duh. Not just somebody who went trainer in a gym. It's somebody who certify, qualify, and
Yep.
walk the walk so she can talk the talk. Yeah? And that is some
Correct.
of the reason why she was handpicked to be the ambassador of Fortress Fitness Lifestyle magazine. It's not just because she have a great body. It wasn't that. It was because of the holistic approach to her her attitude towards wellness and fitness. Is not just her body. It's about the whole package that she brings to the table is what has attracted her, right? And attract me from Fortress Fitness to reach out to her because I've been looking on social, trying to see who I can get to represent what the brand is all about, what Fortress is all about, right? And when I met you and I saw you and I saw your handles and I saw the pics and I spoke to you, I realized that you're not just uh, a figure, you actually you have compassion and you really compassionate about helping people, and that is what is important to me, and that is what is inspiring to me. I don't want nobody that support Fortress that just doing it because it give them airplay, or give it they could get free photos or whatever the case may be. The people who I want to be a part of Fortress is people who have the compassion and love to help those who cannot help themselves, to reach those who need to be reached, right? To reach those who give up and feel
Yeah.
that there's no hope. We are going to give them hope by providing the necessary services, right? And giving them the options outside of the things that they put in their mouth that add to the debt as they get older, shorten their lifespan, because things that you put in your mouth today could shorten your lifespan tomorrow after a period of time. That's the reason why these lifestyle diseases, they call it lifestyle diseases, because there's a long period of time of eating all the wrong thing and not doing anything. There's a cycle of that. Yeah. So before we close, Abeni, I'm giving you the opportunity to again shout out, leave something for the viewers, say anything that you feel that is necessary for the viewers to listen to hear, whether it's a get you and inspiring quote, anything that you feel is necessary. You just go ahead and I will just close up from there.
Do what you can today for your health because tomorrow isn't guaranteed. I know a lot of people who always saying tomorrow will start later this afternoon.
Mm.
That time isn't guaranteed, right? You see people dying, they're young and they have heart attack and they have a fat covering the organs and so forth and they're looking healthy. Don't let yourself be another statistic. Join the movement. If it is you think this is something that you are passionate about, and stay tuned to our Fortress Fitness Lifestyle magazine page where we will be posting content that can help you in whatever situation that you might have, as well as to keep updated with upcoming events that we would definitely like to have you guys be a part of. So,
Thank you, Mr. Bini Procope. And I will say in parting is that, to add to what you said there, all right, to the people who are listening, you can reach out to the numbers that is on Fortress Fitness Lifestyle magazine, whether you reach out to Abeni or Candice or myself. Those are the two numbers you will see there. We could help you and point you in the right direction because we have the people. We also have doctors that we work with, right? So you can also reach out to us, and instead if it's private or personal, we will give you the doctor number. We have nutritionists, right? We have Amber Alexis. That's our go-to nutritionist, right? We have Kadia Khan, who will work with us as well, and we would like you all to, as Abini said, give yourself a chance. Just make a call and hear what one of those persons said,
yeah,
what you can do, and give yourself, a chance, right? If you wait and say, tomorrow, I've heard that so many times in my life. I'll start tomorrow, I'll start next year, right? But we really don't have guarantee of tomorrow or next year. Right? Some of the things we
true.
put in front of our health could really take the back burner. Because just how we can train for 2 months for carnival and telling yourself we're getting service for that 2 months, just do it for 12 months, Do it for 12 months, you have a better body anyhow for carnival. Because the
Correct.
people who looks a particular way is people who train right through the year. So when you see somebody and say, wow, you know, it's not 3 months, it's right through the year. So we support
Very
people
true.
who train for life. We train for life. We trying to get people healthier for life, not for occasion, not for your wedding, not for your boyfriend or your girlfriend, not for carnival, definitely not for carnival, right? Because we are too seasonal. Life is not seasonal. Life is life, right? And
Yeah,
if you take care of yourself and your health, you'll have the disease that this lifestyle disease don't be seasonal, When they come on you, whether it's diabetes, high blood pressure, or cancer, they here every
I think they
day.
feel,
Huh?
I think
What is
they
that?
fail to realize that.
No, because the people I know have diabetes or even high blood pressure, you have it in, well, we have two seasons here. Dry season, we have it in rain season. You have it for Christmas, you have for carnival. These lifestyle disease, you have it from January to right around December, 365 days. but we still tend to think seasonal. I'm going to train for this. I'm going to train for that. I have a dress I want to get into. I want to fit in a suit. And I heard all these things already. People come to me with those kind of things. But the disease don't have season. It have season. It come, and if you give it a chance, it ain't going until it kill
Stay.
you. All right. So what we're saying is that join the Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine movement today. Latest are giving you all to join us tomorrow, right? And get all the help on this platform with the people who represent this wellness movement. We have a professional, we have all the professional from pro athlete to doctor to nutritionist to mental health people, narcissist people. We have everybody because it's mind body. And if your mind's not ready, you wouldn't start. Right?
Correct.
So again, thank you, Mr. Abeni, for coming on this platform. And I want to send a special thanks to you again for being part of Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine and being the first ambassador for this brand, fitness model, nutrition coach, everything that deal with fitness. You are to this magazine, and we are glad to have you. We know you will fly the flag really high, and may God continue to bless you, heal your foot, and bless mommy and your family. So tell mommy I said hi when I go back home. Tell her Mr. Fortress, said hi, and thanks for supporting you for all these years. And I am a supporter of mummies. And I want to say tonight to all the mummies out there, happy Mother's Day. May God continue to bless all you moms out there. And you all are special. I mean, my big sisters and them, happy Mother's Day. To the mothers that I don't know, happy Mother's Day coming from Fortress Fitness, right? And have a blessed day tomorrow. And we will see next Saturday after Miss AbeniPRO say what she's going to say.
Okay, so I just want to say thank you very much also to you, Victor, for having me as well and inviting me on board this movement. And also, one last thing, for persons to get any further details on myself, you can feel free to check my website, AbeniPRO.com. That's AbeniPRO.com. Thank you.
Yes, so you and actually are you on YouTube as well, Mr. Abeni?
Yes, I am Abeni Pro Fitness, or just Abeni Pro. You'll find me.
Right. And Fortress Fitness is on YouTube now. Just telling people we're on YouTube now. So we are growing and we are growing fast. So thanks again, Abeni.
Yes.
Thanks for the viewers. Have a fabulous night. And may God continue to bless everybody and keep you all safe and jump on this bandwagon of health and wellness. Have a blessed night.
Special